Howdy, folks, and welcome. This is Yojimbo coming at you with the first commentary track in my Friday the Quaranteenth series. So, obviously, this is the commentary for Friday the 13th. So, go ahead and get settled in, grab a submarine sandwich, get your drink prepared, do whatever it is that you do, and we will get started in just a few moments. I'm watching this film via YouTube rental, but you could probably rent it on Amazon Prime or any streaming service that you happen to have. But you're going to want to press start the rental period and let it load for a bit. And the film will be lined up at 0 minutes and 0 seconds exactly, right before a black screen that says a Sean S. Cunningham production. So, go ahead and get ready. And I'm going to press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Ah, I was wrong. It actually starts with the Paramount logo. Foolish me. I have not watched this movie very much. I saw it when I was 18 on the Sci-Fi Channel, and before that, I had seen it at the beginning of Friday the 13th Part 2, because, like you all, I like to watch Jason. That's why I watched Friday the 13th. This movie is a waste of time. That's at least how I saw it when I was a kid, so I didn't see it till I was 18 on TV. And my enduring memory of it was that it took a whole 3 or 5 minutes to make a cup of coffee, or no, a pot of coffee rather. And that was my memory of it. But, sometimes you're bored and you have to pass the time, and so you watch Friday the 13th. A lot of people have said that this opening rips off Halloween, but I do not agree. I actually think with all of the campfire songs and whatnot, it kind of reminds me of the opening of Jaws. I'm probably alone in that, though. But this is pretty creepy, and it's the first instance that we hear the keek 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 ha ha ha, or keek 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 ma ma ma, which most people think sounds like ch 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 ha ha ha, and only nerds end up telling you that it's really the audio from later on in this film, where Betsy Palmer says, "Kill, kill, kill, ma, ma, ma," or "Kill her, mommy, kill her." So they took that audio and mixed it a little weird and made "kick, kick, ma, ma, ma." So there's the nerdy fact. This is a thing that used to happen sometimes. This is a nice Christian guitar song. I find it very pleasant. It's very short. Glad I didn't have to stick around for this entire sing along. But looks like our couple is pretty tired of the sing song too. They're gonna go out to their own little shack. And the camera's handheld. Why is it handheld, I wonder? Is it because somebody's watching? This is a little bit creepy. This lower angle. It's neat that this is actually thought out. Couldn't tell you who the cinematographer is, but whoever he is, he did a good job. He or she. We'll find out here in a minute. Or maybe we won't find out till the end credits. I don't know. Like I said, I have not watched this movie much. I am going to do my level best to not commit the cardinal sin of just watching the movie. I hope that I have plenty of interesting things to say. Did you know that Victor Miller is fighting for the rights to Friday the 13th? Because Sean S. Cunningham still holds him. It's an odd dispute. Basically, they're saying that Victor Miller was hired as a work to hire, or work for hire rather, and so when he wrote the movie, it was not his property. Oh, he's gonzo. Good effects by Tom Savini. We will not see his like again until part 4, and he will be missed. These are some good special effects. And this is the first flash to white in Friday the 13th series. In 5 minutes we get here, and it's interesting to think of what audiences in the drive-thru might have been thinking when they saw this bust through the glass that didn't exist. Ah, it was Barry Adams was the director of photography. Good job, Virginia Field. Although, how much can really be credited to her? There's a lot of just nature. I mean, like, who do you credit for that, really? Do you credit, like, America? Music by Harry Manfredini. This music is very iconic, although a lot of people claim that it's just ripped off of Psycho. I disagree. I think that this is quite an iconic score. Steve Miner will come back again. We'll see what he does in Friday the 13th Part 2. And written by Victor Miller. He has lots of tattoos. Produced and directed by Sean S. Cunningham, who liked to make a lot of money off of this. Friday the 13th, the present. Don't know how accurate that is. But here's Frank's Delicatessen. I want to eat at Frank's Delicatessen. It seems like it would be nice. And something that I really like about throwing on old movies like this is just seeing the way that things were. There's a nice snapshot of reality back then element that I particularly like. Especially, I mean, look at this handheld, walking through the columns. It's just neat. Little time capsule. I do not know this character's name, but she is entertaining enough. She delivers her lines well for her age and experience. I think she does. She shines particularly well in the car scene when she's, just sort of talking to herself, because you can't have a voice, otherwise you're going to give away who the killer is. And that leads me straight on to a pretty decent point, which is that this movie is not a slasher. This is an Agatha Christie novel made into a movie. This is a 10 Little Indians. This is a whodunit. And I'm going to go ahead and fill in some of this time by talking about my first encounter with this franchise as a whole. The first time that I saw anything Friday the 13th was when I saw Freddy vs. Jason in the theater. If you'll recall, in the opening of that movie, Jason spikes a machete through a girl, I think, and she shows her titties. That production is, it's amazing that that movie came out at all, when you think about it, and that it came out halfway, as good as it is, I'd say, even though it's bad, but not as bad as Freddy's Dead or Jason Takes Manhattan. So hey, You'll never come back again. We will see Crazy Ralph again in Friday the 13th Part 2, and it's kind of interesting to me that Crazy Ralph is his own trope. Oh, that guy just copped the feel. Um, yeah, I mean, Crazy Ralph, you can look him up in TV tropes, and they say that there are Crazy Ralph characters that show up in these movies, but can you name any that are not Crazy Ralph? Or the guy from Friday the 13th Part 3 who had the eyeball? Yeah, me neither. So, hitchhiking used to be legal. Hitchhiking? I don't know why I blew my voice out so much this week, but hey, of course you're gonna blow out your voice before you do a commentary track. That's just how it goes. So, some people who are watching this may know, but probably fewer than you would think, know that Sean S. Cunningham first came out with a little movie called Last House on the Left, which he worked on with Wes Craven. And then somewhere down the line, there was an odd schism of sorts. Nobody really knows what happened, and nobody talks about it. But you see in the 70s these guys are buddies, and then in 1980 Sean makes his own movie, and then in 1984 Wes makes his own movie, and they just kind of go their own separate ways, but they're still friends? Huh. I guess we'll never know. So she's going to Camp Blood. There's an odd connotation, with the way that one boy died in the 50s and then two camp counselors were murdered, and we saw that murder. They still were blood, and we're going to go ahead and suppose that this is Friday the 13th, 1980 or 79. Who knows? The timeline in this franchise will get very strange very quickly, especially considering that the next movie takes place 5 years after this one, and yet seems as if it happens in the same weekend. But in the script, it makes sense, even though in the script, it makes no sense for Jason to come back, and that's why Sean Cunningham left this series and didn't come back for a long time. He left it off until part 9, when New Line had acquired the series. And here's Kevin Bacon. Hi, Kevin Bacon. We also have Ted. I remember Ted's name because Ted is basically the only interesting character in this movie besides Annie. And the only reason that I remember Annie's name is because she was the final girl from Friday the 13th. That's my bar trivia. These are the things that have filled my brain. That's a nice little cap on the back of that truck, though. Welcome to Camp Crystal Lake. What an iconic little sign. We will not see this sign again for the rest of the series because established in 1935, closed in 1952. We'll go with that. Maybe 56. I do not remember. There are only so many fictional facts that you can keep lodged in your brain at one time. Also, I'm drinking a Truly while we're recording this. Just thought I'd let you know. Hi, Annie. That's Alice. That's not Annie. Why is my mind stuck in Halloween? Is it because I've watched that movie so many times and I've never seen this movie? Probably. Hi, Alice. Alice is the final girl from Friday the 13th. I lost that bar trivia. Congratulations, all of you. I'm sure I will see it in the comments if anybody ever watches this commentary track, which nobody will, because nobody likes watching the first Friday the 13th. Except for me. I think this movie is kind of interesting. You just have to not have commercials interrupting everything. So, do you guys think that Steve Christie is kind of a weird creep? Because I think that Steve Christie is kind of a weird creep. You know, like he's just kind of going through her sketchbook there. I'm not sure that she even invited him to grab it. That's wow. He looked like black and white last night. Were they shooting his death scene? Was his death scene cut for the MPAA or just because this movie really doesn't have that much violence in it? Honestly, and it's true what Bart Simpson said in Treehouse of Horrors? I'll let you decide. Yeah, just stay a week. And by Friday you'll probably fuck the shit out of me because you drew my picture and I'm gonna put my hand on your ear now. Just gonna touch your face. Totally not a creepy weirdo. I mean, Alice? What are you like? 19 or something? Yeah, this is the least creepy thing in this movie, I suppose. Not nearly as creepy as Miss Voorhees watching through these, trees here. This is the element that's taken from Last House on the Left that's actually used to good effect. It is pretty creepy that she's just watching this happen. If you're afraid of stalkers, this might just tingle your spine a little bit, considering that she runs right past her here. Walks right past. I mean, is Miss Voorhees wearing that sweater that she's wearing later on? Did she just blend in with the tree? Is Camp Crystal Lake really supernatural? Will any of these things ever be answered by anybody? Ever? Ever? Oh, well, thanks, Ted. There are poisonous snakes, but they're not in the outhouse. They're in the main cabin where the kids are supposed to be. And there's going to be snake blood in that cabin. And that is real snake blood. This is not a fake snake. There was a no snake puppet. So there is an actual animal harmed in the making of this film. And in the film that you watch. And Ted could have killed her just now. Um, why is she not running from it? Why is she standing in front of the target? Why is she? This is not smart. Okay. Well, I guess this is just playful banter. Even though she could have just been skewered in the spine. Who cares? And now I think we're going to find out why hitchhiking is a bad idea. So pay attention to that little Jeep there. Because it seems like the killer is driving this Jeep. Because we're never going to see the driver. This is not like the first time that we. Wait, is there. Is there thought out continuity in this movie? Did somebody really take the time in Friday the 13th to think about the way that it would be shot so that you wouldn't see either of the faces just there? My goodness. So, they're going what? 40 down this road, maybe? 35, 40? It's a nice little dust they kicked up there. I think she's trying to keep you away from Camp Blood. So, just to play on this, everybody who's seen Scream knows that Pamela Voorhees is the killer in the first Friday the 13th. Although they wouldn't know it by name, they would just say that it was his mother, because that's what's said to Drew Barrymore at the beginning of Scream. But yeah, it's old Pammy here. And, you know, I don't think the way that she jumped out of that car just now would, hurt her leg like that. I think that it would definitely hurt her neck, head, maybe twist her neck. She'd probably die. But it seems like she went for the old tuck and roll, but didn't actually manage it. So, this is just a little. Well, at least the music is making it suspenseful. Yeah, I'm not really thinking about it. Not really thinking about it. Now imagine if I weren't alone in my room right now. If I were like in a car necking with somebody. Yeah, this would probably be kind of intense, man. Not gonna lie, 1980? So, run. Run. Just don't just stand, don't just stand there and get your throat slashed like that. I mean, it's an old woman. Run from an old woman. Some more. Run some more. Or, like, hit the knife away. Do something. Don't just stand there and get knifed. It's the worst idea. Just the worst idea. Ooh, good job, Ted. Did you go to clown college? The Rocky Road. Yeah. Oh, more spooky shots through the leaves. This is pretty creepy. The nitrates. I I thought I saw an old lady staring at us. Oh, this is not Ted. This is Ned. I'm thinking of Ted because I've seen Friday the 13th Part 2 a lot of times, and I've seen this movie about five. And I'm not gonna lie, one of them was to prepare for this commentary track. Oh my god, Ned's gonna die. I think maybe Ned might not be the killer, because the killer was just peering through the leaves. But Ned is pretty creepy. And Kevin Bacon is pretty cool. Ooh. And, yeah, just for laughs here. Who's the guy with the oar? What's his name? I'm sure they said it a while back, but what is that character's name? Come on, Ned. Come on, Ned. Oh, Ned. You're an asshole. Well, this video's not getting monetized. So, Alice. Alice was the final girl in this, and the final girl in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4 and 5. Connection? Probably none. Bill. Bill was the guy with the oar. Bill is the guy who kills the snake. I'm gonna remember that now because Bill is not Kevin Bacon. And I'm sure Kevin Bacon's character has a name, but because of reasons that you and I both know, he will be referred to as Kevin Bacon. You are totally in the woods. You are in a cabin in the woods, creating the cabin in the woods trope. In about 2 years, this trope will be perfected with The Evil Dead. I mean, even though both movies were shot at the exact same time, the legal stuff with all of that made it such that Evil Dead came out in 82, and this came out in 1980, shot in the summer of 79. Oh, small. Well, how are you gonna buy a snake just to kill it, man? That's just not cool. Just to, like, throw it in the room, make it scared, and then kill it. That's disheartening. So, I was hoping that I would release this video on Friday the 13th, but, it sucks. The only Friday the 13th I've got for the rest of the year is in November. Turns out that all of our bad luck is just spread throughout the year. Isn't that something? Way to timestamp the video in 2020. But, that's kind of why I called it Friday the Quaranteenth. Oh, nice bike. Dig it? Nope, this is not Friday the 13th Part 3. There is no weed in this camp. These kids are not even drinking much, really. They're all pretty decent folks for the most part. I mean, except for Ned here. You know, sit on it, Tonto. Ooh. But, I mean, notice this. This cop comes up. He just kind of asks a couple of honest questions. He lays out that he doesn't want any, like, bad stuff, like maybe the cabin getting burned down to happen. And, this encounter ends with these people all being in a pretty good understanding with this cop here. And even though he does this weird circle around that he doesn't really make, and they had to do like 12 takes of this, and he fell on his butt, they're not going to stand for no weirdness out there. But it would be kind of nice if, you know, more things like this happened. But it kind of gives this false sense of security that maybe this cop will come back. You know, I think this cop's name is Red Herring. Not a red herring for the killer, obviously, but that could be interesting if this were a different kind of movie. But this is not. This is Friday the 13th, Part 1. Oh my god, it's Crazy Ralph! Is Crazy Ralph the killer? I mean, he's a messenger of God. And his first name is Crazy, and his last name is Ralph. And if you can believe it, he is married to someone. Just think about that. Doesn't that give you hope for your love life? I mean, somebody is legit, like, ring on the finger married to this man. And his first name is Crazy. She had to take the last name Ralph. It's just odd. And is Ralph gonna jump back on his bicycle? Did his bike get stolen? Oh, no, here's his bike. I should know that, but I have seen this movie a grand total of 5 times. You all doomed. Doomed. So, I do a pretty good Crazy Ralph, no? Comanche. Those were pretty cool helicopters before they got outclassed by the Apache. But I'm not gonna lie to you, I haven't really known about helicopters for quite a few years. It shows because I'm talking about the Comanche, and that is from 2003. I am what they call old-ish. Not really. I'd also like to inform all of you that I ran out of notes on this movie about 10 minutes ago, so we're going to be cruising on from here. I have no idea what I'm going to say. Don't burn them. Hopefully the buns will not be burnt. Burnt buns make awful burgers. Let us not forget that. Ah, nice little shot. Was that an otter or something? Yeah. So we're 33 minutes into this 35-minute movie, and I'm just thinking, wouldn't you like to be Kevin Bacon with this gal, with these bell bottoms here? I mean, doesn't this just seem kind of sweet? I think I kind of understand what Roger Ebert might have been talking about, saying that this movie is a little bit sad, seeing all of these kids just come out here for a good time and get killed, except for one who leaves the whole thing traumatized. Huh. When you really start to think about it. Why am I thinking about this? This is Friday the 13th. I rented this movie for $3. This is this is one of the most pure American experiences that there are, or is, whichever tense is proper. It just seems quite beautiful on this lake. Winds shifted 180 degrees, man. I'm really into storms. I don't love Ned. Oh, it's gonna storm, man. Wow. So, where do you guys think that this whole dream bit comes from? I mean, like she could hear it coming in the air tonight, but yeah, the sound in this dream, and then the rain turns to blood. That's a in Little Rivers, eh? That's that's weird, man. That and it stopped. Okay, that's yeah, that's weird. It doesn't matter because she's with Kevin Bacon, and they need to get in the cabin before it starts to rain, because those clouds are definitely going to produce rain and thunder, most deaf. Well, I mean, I'm sure they got this on a really windy day. You know what? Maybe I'm just a jerk. Maybe I don't know how rain works in places that are not, you know, Florida where I live. And even then, it took me about 25 years to figure out the rain in Florida. So it's probably gonna storm, and I should probably shut up. Except that this is a commentary track, and I need to keep talking. Uh, oh, oh, wow. So, there is hanky panky in this movie, folks. This is not like The Evil Dead. This is R rated for more than just extreme violence. Is this softcore porn? I mean, if you watch the documentary about this, she says that he's really in her. Is that the other real snake in this movie? Um, th- huh. Maybe this is softcore porn in a way. Yeah, yeah, maybe. Hey, he's not bad at guitar. It would be nice if I could actually play this with full volume, but I'm probably already going to get copyright struck by this, even though nobody's going to watch this video because nobody likes watching Friday the 13th and nobody likes watching movies with commentary tracks on. Nobody except for like film geeks and weirdos and you if you continue to listen to me ramble all the way on to this point and strip poker. Have you guys ever played strip poker with people that you've only met that day? Yeah, me neither. I'd have to have, still have to have a few in me. That, well, maybe, maybe not. Who knows? It would just, it's just a little awkward. Maybe it's not awkward. Maybe I'm awkward. Maybe this is definitely softcore porn. Okay, so, yeah, just keep rambling over this to get over the fact that these people are, wow, yeah, huh. So, this is something that I'm not going to skip over because this is in the movie, and the movie is an hour and 35, and oh my god, Ned is dead. Oh. Oh, that's gross. That is very gross. So go without gloat. Hey, what does that mean? Oh, are these people partaking in the marijuana? Oh my goodness. Maybe Alice is not the sweet virginal final girl that people make out. Maybe that's just Lori in Halloween. And there's blood on that pillow. There is blood on that pillow. Yuck, man. I bet. Oh yeah, he's not gonna be moving very far. He's gonna get one of the best effects in this movie. See, old Miss Voorhees seems to be have this thing for slashing the throats, right? And I just think that an arrow through the back of the neck, through the mattress, that's creative. What do you think Tom Savini saw in Vietnam when he went out there? I mean, he said that he wanted to make all of the effects accurate to what he saw because if they weren't accurate, then he hadn't done his job right. Ooh, there goes Moot. Hopefully, nobody will be drinking from a Moot later on. Looks like they're drinking Budweiser, but I've never seen Budweiser packaged that way. Maybe I'd see it if I went in a time machine to 1980. I wish I could make out what book that was, but I got this in standard definition, not in high definition, because I need to eat, and that requires me to have something like, well, to not spend more than $3 on renting this movie so I can do a commentary. Oh, there he goes. Oof, that's kind of deep. Not what I was saying. I mean, it's yeah, you know, you know. So, do you think it's really raining, or do you think that there's just a bunch of people spraying water off in the distance? I'm gonna say that they could not wait for it to be raining. So, so yeah, it's neat how that water creeps in there, though, isn't it? Oh, and there's the score. Spooky, spooky. Oh, I wonder who's hanging out right there. arranged, because Miss Voorhees is totally not Michael Myers. Totally not Michael Myers with a reverse psycho backstory. But it is pretty neat. I mean, and it's also a staple of American horror. Jason is very iconic, and he has endured. So let's hope that those legal rights disputes can finally be settled so we can get the 13th Friday the 13th movie. Hopefully, it will actually be good. I mean, we've only been waiting for a good one since part 6. What is this woman on? Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter because she's about to be off in a very bad way. Oh, she can't even get the water to work turn on. I mean, don't you hate when that happens? That's just bad luck right there. Oh my goodness. So we've been conditioned to think that if the shot creeps up, that means that it's the killer's point of view. But this was not a handheld shot. So where could she be? Definitely looking around for Miss Voorhees right now. Mrs. Voorhees. Definitely not looking down center of the frame. Yeah. So this lady's gonna get an axe straight to the face. Kersplat. Maybe if you just didn't stand there and take the axe to the face, you could have survived somehow. Like, just bum rush the old woman. Just well, why not just bum rush the old woman? Run, do something. Ooh, so everybody's got their clothes off except Alice. Oh my god. Don't go off by yourself. Oh, just when it was getting interesting. Do you think that this lady has a thing for Alice? I think this lady has a thing for Alice. Think about it. I mean, really. Oh, so. Yep, she's made up her mind. She wants to hang out with Steve Christie, who got stuck in this diner in the rain. Oh, yeah, he can't go out there in that rain. I mean, he'd get wet. And he definitely doesn't have any other clothes at the cabin. I mean, like, you know. Oh my goodness. So, people seem to like this Steve Christie. But he had rain gear the whole time? Do you think he was just avoiding going back to work? And he drives a Jeep. Just like. J- but we can't see what color the Jeep is, because it's pretty dark. Wait, it's a truck. I'm a goof. So Steve Christie could have gotten down the road the whole time. Wait, it's not a truck. It is a Jeep. So we are at 50 minutes and 30 seconds, and I think that the same thing that happened to the last person using this sink is gonna happen again. I mean, just think about it. It makes sense, right? It's almost like this movie has thought out continuity. In Friday the 13th. Oh my god. Who's that creeping around? Could it be the same person as last time? Same 5 notes. I'm just kidding. This score is amazing. So she made it out. Wasn't that suspenseful? Huh. I guess he really is having car problems. I guess I was a jerk. Oh, but here come the cops to save the day or something. Give him a jump in the rain. Bad idea? Ah, I don't think there are going to be any counselors left to drive it back in the morning. Not if I'm keeping score like you guys should be. That robe looks pretty comfy. I mean, it's a little slim at the waist, but it's for a lady. Just seems like a very comfy robe. But huh, that is an interesting nightgown. Very chaste. You wouldn't think that this character would wear that, but you'd be wrong. So, Seneca, there's a pretty big bit about the whole Native American thing in this movie that really doesn't come back at all. So I promise you folks, I promise I have not run out of things to say. I mean, look at how suspenseful this scene is. She's heard no noise and not been prompted to walk out here, but she's going to go ahead and do it anyway. She's going to walk out of the comfort of her nice cabin where she was inside. She had the advantage of knowing the terrain, although I'd argue that Mrs. Voorhees probably knows it a little bit better than she does. But that being said, you wander around in the dark, in the rain, following nothing. Uh, I mean, I know that this lady has not seen horror movies because she's in one of the first ones to be like this. But there's you're following no one. You're following nothing. You're going out to get killed, lady. I mean, just read the room. Really. Oh, the lights came on twice. Not just for dramatic effect either. Wow. So, I think this is it. I think this is the scene where Alice makes coffee. Maybe it's just the scene where she strums the guitar before she makes the coffee? Huh. Wouldn't you like to be by that fire right now? Seems pretty cozy. And I wonder what's up on the piano over there. These thoughts are definitely not just bits of ADD to fill in time. I assure you, folks, this is quality content. This is why you clicked on the video. Yeah, so not at the archery range. He's got a very bad case of the deads. He's very dead, very not living. Not in the undead sense either, more just the dead sense. Where could she be? They're all having a threesome. So, 58 minutes and 45 seconds. Alice is looking around for people who are pretty much all dead. And one of them transformed into an axe. That's terrifying. Who would do that? I mean, not that I haven't transformed into an axe before. I'm just saying. Does that make me a hypocrite? Mm, I think this is about to be like the end of Halloween. I mean, Nettie. Are they are they really that close? Nettie? Yeah, but the phone lines are probably cut. You're dealing with someone who's smart. Oh my god. If only Steve Christie would just show up with that cop. Ooh, resourceful Alice. Not getting cut. Look at that. She's good. Try the payphone. Alright, so, yeah, payphones. They're all but dead. Why is that? I mean, have you ever needed a payphone and not been able to get to one? Like, had to go into a business and ask to use their phone and, like, get it from the manager or something. Like, it would be nice if there were payphones. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Oh, wow. Look at the hero Bill. And who is coming along but Steve Christie and that cop? I think we might be in luck. This little caper is gonna get turned around. Yep, I have a good feeling about all of this. You know, Crazy Ralph is gonna die in a rainstorm, kind of just like this one. Because it turns out that Friday the 13th Part 2 is really a clone of this movie. Ooh, well, they are not gonna get to the camp anytime soon. And Steve Christie's definitely not getting to the camp anytime soon. I think it may be coming up. The scene where Alice makes coffee? I swear it's in this movie. Oh my god. Don't get got, Steve Christie. Oh, he knows the killer. Whoa. Well, piece of information. A plot point, if you will. This movie has a plot? Wow. Pure black. We're back to Bill. Bill the hero. Bill, who's definitely going to make it out of this movie because men are needed to solve these sorts of problems in horror movies. Oh, wait, that's right. The trope is final girl. That's right. So, yeah, what do you think happened? Lots of dead, empty air? Is that what this commentary is going to be? I mean, I am talking about Friday the 13th, which is a pretty short movie, all things considered. There are exactly 30 minutes left. Credits and all, folks. I mean, like, this movie is not that long. What do you think that Alice is dreaming of now? I bet it's not Jason. I mean, that would just be weird. She doesn't even know about Jason at this point. That would that would just be like weird and supernatural and spooky and huh. So don't fall asleep when you go canoeing. You know, it's just recipe for disaster. You could drown. So I swear this movie is not really boring, except when it's boring. Like you know, there's gas, yes, but this is the time is literally ticking on, and we are watching this happen in real time. And I don't think Bill's about to get got. So this is what they call filler. Oh my god. Something is going to happen, I swear. Maybe. Maybe something's gonna happen. There's gonna be something very horrific and it's gonna be terrifying. And this is it. This is the scene where Alice makes coffee. We watch it in real time. She puts the kettle on. She grabs a cup, grabs a spoon, grabs two cups. My mistake. Grabs the instant coffee, pours the instant coffee in, pours the other instant coffee in. Ooh, puts that cap back on, but not securely. So that instant coffee is gonna be bad. It's gonna go bad Yeah, it's gonna. I would not use that instant coffee today. It's it's not well preserved. Alice is Alice should not be in charge of the coffee making. But hey, sugar in a jar. Nice little mason jar. Those used to be a lot more common, but no more. It's for hipster culture now and people who do canning. Why do I say canning? Why would I say canning when I mean jarring? Good God. It's almost as if this movie is boring me to death. That's it. That's the real horror of Friday the 13th. You just end up being bored straight to death. And then, when you're too tired and you've waited for the real horrific stuff to happen, Miss Voorhees just, just gets you. So, Bill's probably dead. I'm pretty sure Bill died off screen. And now we're just stuck here. Oh my God. How did Mrs. Voorhees do that? I mean, she's like an expert art. Oh, I think she slashed his throat and then stuck him up there. But the physics make no sense. Or she shot him with the arrows and then slashed his throat redundantly. This woman has a very strong back. That's all I'm saying. I mean, it just, you think about it. What? Why am I thinking about it? It's Friday the 13th. Is she gonna hang herself? What is? Oh, wait, no, no. Alice is smarter than I am. Alice is gonna survive on the night that I die. If I'm in Friday the 13th, I would be very distracted and I would probably not end up tying this rope this way. But that's also because I'm not the final girl. So, yeah, this is a pretty good plan. I mean, people talk on and on about Nancy and how her little Home Alone thing and The Nightmare on Elm Street is good, but this is a pretty good little barricade. I mean, I think Alice is the gal to bring with you in the zombie apocalypse. I mean, look at this. And she grabs a bat. Nice. This is a thinking gal. Too bad she dies at the beginning of Friday the 13th Part 2. Or is it Chapter 2? I mean, it's definitely Chapter 2 in the movie, because I remember that explodes. But, yeah. Yeah. I wish this character could have endured. Ooh. And a fork. She got something to stab with, something to jab with. It's not bad. Oh my god. How strong is this woman? She just threw a grown woman through plate glass. A woman who's taller than her. Does she have supernatural strength? Does Jason have supernatural strength? I mean, we know that Jason is a zombie at a certain point in this series. Well, from a certain point on, really. Oh boy. So, what's gonna happen to that banana raincoat? There's nobody left but Alice. Oh, and she's waiting for Steve. And I think we're coming up to it. The best part of the movie. The only part that counts. Oh, yep, here it is. The flashback from the opening of Friday the 13th, Part 2. I remember this. I'm Mrs. Voorhees. I'm a friend, old friend of the Christies. Oh, yeah, she just needs to calm down. And, show me. What? Um, she used to work for the Christies. Okay. And the Christies are renovating the camp, and, yeah, they're all dead. So, jeez. They'll kill you. Yeah, there's a very interesting bit in a stand-up comedy from this guy called James Acaster. You can watch him on Netflix. He talks about how men, they like to have the pronouns, the he, the she, the whichever, you know, and ladies, they've got the nebulous they. It's a pretty funny bit. You should check him out. So Bill's no, Bill's not out there. Bill's dead. Oh my god. A young boy drowned the year before those two others were killed. The counselors weren't paying any attention. Yep. His name was Jason. Oh man, that's the name of a pretty good documentary. But Crystal Lake Memories is a better documentary. So yeah, he wasn't a very good swimmer. Oh, and this, she's got to say, Betsy Palmer, this woman's teeth and her expressions, like for like maybe 4 days of work to get her car fixed, the way that she plays this and this flashback is just, it's what I kind of wish had happened about 50 minutes into this movie before I started getting bored to death. But hey, if you're still listening past the point of me actually getting bored to death, good for you. You've made it this far. You you probably have a pretty boring commute to work. Oh, there he goes. There's Jason. Wow, look at the way that the water is. That shot is awesome. Look what you did to him. Oh my god, now I can kind of see it. Like, if that just ran at me, I'd get a little scared. I would immediately then bat the old woman away because I'm a grown man. But I mean, hey, you know, ooh, Well, take them all down. She took them all down. And, why was his dead body. Why did it let go like that? Is it because this has to perfectly replicate Halloween? I mean, it does if they want to make money. And, you notice it stopped raining. There it is. Killer mommy. Killer. Kick. Mom. Oh. Jeez. Woman's drank a lot of tea. And, probably smoked a cigarette or two, I bet. Look at them teeth. Oh, and then she goes for the guns. Like, oh my god, Alice is so smart. Too bad, the ammunition is, not where she's gonna blow Miss Voorhees away here. Mrs. Voorhees. Where's Mr. Voorhees? Will these questions ever be answered? Probably not. That's also a pretty small little rifle there. Yes, nah. And the way that she just enters and looks like that, that's creepy. I bet you Betsy Palmer never even saw Halloween. I bet she just, acted well because she was a good actress. And believe it or not, she did this just so that she could get her car fixed. It's creepier when we're looking at her and not through her eyes, isn't it? Well, maybe it's creepier for both. Jeez. She's getting hurled around by this woman. This is a kidney punch. Deck to the face. This is a pretty drag out, knockout, kind of dragged out, but in a good way fight. Yeah, I mean, like, I guess she saw stars. I guess Alice has pretty good reach for that cold clock. I suppose doesn't look like she could throw the best punch, but hey, she can hide in the shadows just like the killer. Ooh, what a good shot. What a good creepy little shot there. Look at the light. The way the moon is. This movie is good. This movie's good. Although it's a little bit boring. But it's good, man. It's good. Oh no. So many dead bodies. And I don't think she ever even made that coffee. That kettle has boiled over. So wow. Also, that bracelet looks pretty nice. Nope, I'm doing it. I'm actually just watching the movie. This is terrible. This is the cardinal sin of commentary tracks. Oh, the light through there. We know that light means Mrs. Voorhees. That's ooh, there goes her shadow. This is pretty spooky. Oh my god. Look at this. Oh my god. Doorknob is rattling. It's gonna be the the scary lady. She's coming. Oh, that smile. They shouldn't have taken her boy away. Ooh, first machete. Oh, and a whack to the face. Good, Alice. But now, Alice, what you need to do. Yeah, you got some blood there. Now grab the machete. Just, just, just right to the neck. Just slash her throat, man. Just, just kill her now. I mean, she killed all of your new friends that you knew for a day. And Steve Christie. But yeah. So round three on the beach, and this is pretty good. This fight here. I mean, Alice should really just paddle away on the canoe right now, but or the kayak, whichever one that is. I'm sure that canoe and kayak people have been yelling at me in the comments if anybody has actually listened to this commentary track, because nobody likes watching Friday the 13th, and nobody likes listening to commentary tracks. That is, of course, why I decided to make it my second video, because I'm a very smart man. Ooh. Oh, damn. Why did she fall over with that oar? The end of the oar that she was gonna like stake her with like a fucking vampire. So yeah, all of this cursing is staying in. This is a video for adults. Although I'll probably bleep it out later because oh my goodness, I know what that means. This is the end of the movie. Oh, and look at the hairy hands there. Kinda, you can't really see it because I got this in standard definition and it's nice and blurry like it should be. Whew. This is what they used to call a movie before everything had to be so that you could see the makeup on the actors. You know, it's just this is how movies used to go. They used to look like this. And you can still get access to that sort of thing if you just pay less money. And Alice is safe. She killed the killer. Alice is the final girl. Everything's gonna be just fine. Look at that perfect Mirror Lake shot. Not shot of Mirror Lake, but you know, a lake that is mirrored. Wow. How did they get so lucky? This is almost kind of trippy looking. It's fascinating. Oh, and the music that I can't actually turn up because I'd get copyright struck, even though I'm already going to get copyright struck, and this video is going to be demonetized. I am so happy. Alice is gonna be okay. Oh, and this part is the part that would be argued about by so many people. I'm gonna go ahead and say that Tom Savini came up with the ending with Jason, where he pops out of the lake. Wait, did I just spoil Jason popping out of the lake? Oh my god! There it is. There it is, folks. The first real appearance on actual non flashback film in a dream sequence. Jason. I mean, the great big ball of rage that drowned in Crystal Lake. Only he didn't, because drowned people can't be alive unless they're zombies. But Jason's not a zombie until like part 6. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say that Alice's folks are on her way, and she's gonna be taken to some apartment or some home, a house that will appear in Friday the 13th Part 2. And, yep, they thought she was dead, but, and, that's why it's bad to go canoeing and or kayaking when, you're very, very tired from your fight on the lake, or by the lake, on the beach. Man, we didn't find any boy. But then that means that he's still out there, waiting to be brought up as the killer in the sequel. When we watch 10 minutes of this movie play in Friday the 13th Part 2. And Alice looks very pretty, especially with the lake. Wow. Good God, it's almost like this movie was shot well by someone who thought about it and left an impact. We are at the end. Oh, and look at those little bubbles. Will Jason return in the sequel like James Bond? Starring Betsy Palmer as Mrs. Voorhees. Yes! All right, so if you have listened this far to all of my rambling, then you actually, Brenda, that's the name of the girl, the one from the Jeep. So, yep, and Ari Lehman as Jason. He's in a band called First Jason. He's been writing that whole thing out for a long time. But anyway, this has been Yojimbo, signing off. I'd just like to take a moment to thank everyone who stuck around to the end of this video, and to thank all of you who watched my first video. It really means the world to me that you actually clicked on it and stuck around for the whole minute if you did. Anyways, take care, have a nice day, and happy Friday the Quaranteenth.